Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are for our fourth and final game. Right line out there. Heiner to his left, Hagen to his right. Up back is Trout and Davis. Up comes out, center ice. Hagen gets it over to Heidi. Trout sends it in. Comes back out, picked up by Davis. Center ice. He gets it up to Hagen. Just missed him. Comes into the zone. Reichert pressuring. Comes back to the point. Davis able to keep it in. Hagen gets it to Reichert. Reichert gets taken off the puck. And it's covered by Hastings. A little scuffle after the whistle blew. Nothing big. Lorenzen line comes out. Rasmussen and Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau out back. Schwartz out and Erickson up front with Lorenzen. Erickson to his right. Schwartz out to his left. Comes into the corner for Erickson. Comes back around the net. Schwartz out chasing after it. He's got it in the corner. Erickson and helping out. Gets it up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen shot, goes over the net. Comes up to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau throws it back on net. Picked up by Hasting. Brought back behind the net. Threw it up again along the boards. Schwartzbau picks it up. Sends it down deep to Lorenzen. Lorenzen trying to get it around the back of the net. Gets tripped up. Rasmussen picks it up. Shot gets deflected in the corner. Lorenzen's chasing after it. Hastings comes away with it. Erickson pinches down. Comes out center ice for Hastings. And Hastings will dump it into his own. Schwartzbau picked it up behind the net. And we're going to get, I think it's offsides. We're going to get a penalty. Looks like Erickson's coming in for tripping. Hastings will go up on a power play for the next 2 minutes. There's 12 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first period. Ulrich out to take face off. Puck stop, comes up to Johnson. Johnson brings it back behind the net, throws it up to Sextefant. Hastings controls in the corner, back to Johnson. Johnson chips at that. Tries to get it up to Sextefant, and does. Sextefant's got Ulrich. So they'll carry it down, carry it into the zone, still in some time. Hastings controls back behind the net. Pressure by Ulrich and Sextefant. And down into the zone. Johnson takes it, throws it along the boards. Sextefant puts a block on. Ulrich up, putting some pressure on, trying to get it out of the zone. They're going to get a penalty there, striking from behind. Sextefant's able to get it out of the zone. Christensen skating after it, along with Heidi. Give me a cross check. All right, so we'll be 4-on-4 for a minute and 4 seconds. And then CCHA will drop on a power play for 56 seconds. Heinert and Christensen out front, Trout and Davis out back. Heinert in to take the face off. Wins it, gets it back to Davis. Davis gets it back to Heinert. Heinert sends it up to Trout. Trout loses it, but Heinert picks it back up, gets it back to Davis. Back to Heinert. Back to Davis. Tried to hit Christensen, just missed him. Comes back into the CCHA zone, back behind the net. Starkman's in nets tonight. Back to Davis. Davis to Heinert. Heinert gets it over to Christensen. Gets stuck in Christensen's stick eight. And Hastings able to keep it in. Heinert along the boards, but then able to get the puck away. Gets skate away with it. Goes back behind the net. Sends it up to Christensen. Christensen sends it down low. Christensen to Trout. Trout up to Christensen. Christensen is skated in. About 8 seconds left on the 4-on-4. He drifts it into the Hastings goalie. And there are 3 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Then CCHA will go up on a power play. Lorenzen and Swarthout come out in front. Back is Schwartzbaugh and Rasmussen. Puck goes into the corner for Swarthout. CCHA is at full strength. Erickson will come onto the line. Gets the puck away, comes back behind the net. Up to Swarthout. Swarthout will touch it and go into the corner. Erickson back to help him out. He's got it back behind the net. Doubles back. Get to the Swarthout. Swarthout up to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh back to Swarthout. Swarthout to Erickson. Erickson to Swarthout in front. And a goal. Nice job, guys. A little tic-tac-toe. Yep. We got Erickson to Swarthout. Well, it seems to be at full strength with 10 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the first period. Ulrich in to take the face off. Sestefan to his left. Christensen to his right. Out back is Rasmussen and Schwartzbaugh. Puck comes up to center ice with Hastings. Hastings will try and dump him in his zone, but Ulrich is able to keep it out just temporarily. Back to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh throws it back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen up to Sestefan. Sestefan up to Ulrich. Ulrich loses that center ice. Puck comes back in. Rasmussen chasing after in the corner. Throws it back to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh back around the net. Schwartzbaugh gets it up to Christensen. Just Christensen. Shot on net, and that'll be a cover. 9 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the first period. Reichert, Heiner, and Johnson line comes out, or Reichert, Heiner, and Hagen line comes out. It's like Johnson and Idy are back. Reichert takes face off. Heiner to his left, Hagen to his right. Puck comes out, goes into the corner. Comes out back in. Hagen chasing after it. Throws it on net. Goes back in the corner. Reichert chasing after it. Looks like they're going to take them both. All right, this will still be 5-on-5. Lorenzen takes the face off. Schwartzbaugh, nice shot. It's blocked. Comes back out. Hastings control the center ice. Picked up by Erickson. Back to Swarthout. Swarthout skated in. It's got Lorenzen and Erickson out front. Trying to get an angle. Gets it back to Lorenzen back behind the net. Lorenzen bounces it up to Idy. Idy tries to get it back to Lorenzen, but lands on a Hastings stick. Got a bit of a breakaway here coming in. Nice save by Starkman. Hastings guy couldn't get the shot off. Over to Rasmussen. Oh, right on point. Nice save by Starkman. Eight minutes and 25 seconds left here in the first period. CCHF 1-0 over Hastings. Ulrich take face off. Comes to Ulrich. Ulrich sets spot. Sestefan gets taken down, but it gets up to Christensen. Christensen's got Ulrich off to his left. Back to Hastings. Picked up by Sestafot. A little miscommunication there. Armentrout to Sestafot. Sestafot gets it out of the zone. Christensen chasing after it. Hastings controls in their zone, brings it out. Armentrout does a poke check. Riker gets it over to Christensen. Christensen tries to get it back to Riker, and Riker dumps it into the zone. Ulrich chasing after it. Ulrich missed it back behind the net. Picked up by Riker. Kept in by Davis. Hagen. Hagen drops it back to Davis. Davis throws it back into the corner. Hagen chasing after it. Riker comes away with it. Got Armentrout out front. Armentrout gets it to Sports out. Sports out to Hagen. Nice shot by Hagen. Comes over to Riker. Riker takes a swipe at it, but it's covered by the Hastings goal. 7 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the first period. We're still CCHA 1, Hastings 0. Lorenzen line comes out. Erickson to his right, Swarthout to his left, Rasmussen and Schwartzbauer back. Puck comes up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen's shot gets stuck in some traffic, goes back behind the net. Swarthout chasing after it in the corner, pushes it up to Erickson. Erickson throws it back down deep. Swarthout picks it up, gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen throws it up front, tries to hit Erickson, can't. Rasmussen shovels it back into Erickson. Erickson's shot gets blocked by Hastings player. Lorenzen breaks up the play, gets it back to Erickson. Erickson drops the puck, gets it to Rasmussen, comes to Swarthout smacks at it. Right at the goalie. Nice play. Good hustle, boys. Puck comes up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen turns on the front. And Hastings has a breakaway play. Coming down on Starkman. Shot. Nice save. By Starkman. Comes up to the point. Lorenzen to Erickson. Back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen will dump it in. Swarthout putting on some pressure. We're going to have a line change here. Shot. Saved by Starkman. To push it out to Eide. Eide's got it back behind the net. Looking for somebody to feed it to. He's got Schwartzbauer to the left. Up comes along the boards. Comes out to Hagen. Hagen gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich gets it to Christensen. Shot, weak shot, and covered by the Hastings goal. 5 minutes and 47 seconds left here in the first period for CCHA 1, Hastings 0. Reichert line out. Going to be to the right of the Hastings goalie. Reichert takes the face off, hand it to his left, Hagen to his right. Puck goes in the corner. Comes along the boards. Heidi's able to keep it in. He skates towards the net. Back to Reichert to Heiner. Back to, nice job. Wow, Heidi. Puts the backhander, just a glove save by the Hastings goalie. Otherwise, that was in. 5 minutes and 31 seconds left here. Face off will be to the right of the Hastings goalie. Puck's dropped, comes out. Heiner controls. Sends it on net, right there. And covered. 5 minutes, 24 seconds left in the first. Puck comes out, gets to Hagen. Over to the boards for White. Heiner. Heiner gets to Eide. Eide shot. It's right there. Her tip. Can't get it. Comes out to the point for Johnson. Johnson shot. Goes into the corner with Heiner. Heiner pushes it up to Eide. Jumps at Heidi's stick. Eide gets taken down. Gets taken down again. Puck comes out front. Blocked by Hagen. Goes into the corner. Riker picks it up. It's Heiner. Heinert skating in. He's got one person to beat. He can't. Goes into the corner. Line shift here. Davis going to get there. Davis is not going to get there. We're going to get an offsides call. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first period. Lorenzen line out now. Swarthout to the left. Erickson to the right. Oh, back is Armantrout and Davis. Puck comes out into the zone. Christensen's able to hold it. Sends it in deep. Swarthout back behind the net with it now. Erickson in to help out. Erickson has it in the corner now. Goes back behind the net. Swarthout coming in to help out. Gets it back to Erickson. Erickson has it up front to Lorenzen. Lorenzen's shot just goes wide of the net. Comes back to Erickson. Erickson throws it back to Swarthout back behind the net. Swarthout brings it out front. Tries to get a stick on it. Can't. Puck comes up to Armantrout. Armantrout's shot gets deflected in the corner by a Hastings player. Hastings controls. Davis is able to keep it in. Sends it down deep. Puck comes out. Lorenzen's got it alongside the boards. Back to Davis. Davis throws it in deep. Swarthout back behind the net with it. Throws it along the boards to Armantrout. Armantrout's shot goes wide of the net. Puck comes out to Hastings. Erickson able to put some pressure on while we have a line change. That's the fine. Gets it over to Davis. Davis throws it alongside the boards. Comes back in now. Picks it back up. Tries to throw it up to Christensen. Christensen gets poke checked away. Hastings controls into his zone. But Ulrich is able to keep it in. Christensen chasing after it now. Alongside the boards. Ulrich in to help out. He comes away with it. Looking for Armantrout off front and just missed it. As the puck gets deflected along the boards. Armantrout throws it back to Davis. Davis gets it up to Christensen. Christensen to Ulrich. Ulrich to Sestefan. Sestefan dumps it into the zone. Ulrich chasing after it. Back behind the net now. Puck comes out front. Christensen. We're going to get a penalty there. All right. So it looks like Christensen will go to the box. I think it's a roughing call. Not sure, but Hastings will go up on a power play for 2 minutes with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first period. Riker didn't take the face off. Puck comes out. Gets the Schwartzball to Rasmussen. Rasmussen hits Hagen. Comes back to Hagen alongside the boards. Back down in the corner for Schwartzball. He throws it up. Gets to the point for Hastings. Hastings' shot goes wide of the net. Into the corner for it. Riker. Puck shot goes into the netting. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first period. A minute and 39 seconds left in the power play for Hastings. Score is still CCHA 1, Hastings 0. We're going to resurface after this period, folks, so it's going to be about a 10-minute break, just as a heads up. Swarthout in for the face-off, gets to Rasmussen. Rasmussen bounces on the board, comes up to the point for Hastings. Hastings sends it down deep. Schwartzbauer back behind the net with it in the corner. Throws it back long. Swarthout back in the corner with it now. Drops it for Christensen. Christensen sends it all the way down, and that's going to be an icing call. Sorry, I think that was Rasmussen who threw it all the way down. Swarthout and Heinert will stay out on the ice. Well, Heinert just came out. Comes up to the point for Hastings. Hastings back again and come out of the zone. An offsides call. Minute and 12 seconds left on the power play for Hastings. 2 minutes and 1 second left here in the first. Rothar didn't take the face off. Heinert to his right. Puck comes out to Johnson. Johnson shot. Comes off of Heinert's head and is frozen by the Hastings goal. Erickson and Lorenzen will come out, replacing Heinert and Swarthout. Heidi and Schwartzbau back. No, Heidi and Johnson are back. Up comes across to Hastings. Johnson's going to get there first, though. He'll carry him to the Hastings zone. Sends it in deep. Erickson chasing after it. Goes back behind the net. This one gets it out. All the way across. Johnson's there. He'll pick it up. Gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen will carry it into the zone. Hastings carry it out of their zone. Bringing into CCHA. Shot. Saved by Starkman. 26 seconds left in the power play. A minute and 16 seconds left in the first period. Ulrich and Sestefan out. Trout and Davison back. Ulrich gets it into the corner for Trout. Trout sends it along the board to Sestefan. Sestefan will carry it out of the zone. Just out of the reach of Ulrich. Ulrich in the corner with it, tying it up. Nice job, guys. Killing their time, but 10 seconds left here on the power play. Hastings to come back down. Trout skating after it. Gets it into the corner. Both teams are full team straight. Up comes in Ulrich. Ulrich will hit Christensen this side of the box. Christensen will come in. Gets a shot off. Wraps around the net, but loses the puck. Goes to the net again. Shot to Ulrich. Ulrich poking at that. Hastings players didn't care too much for that. Nothing happened though. 32 seconds left here in the first period. Ulrich will take the face off. He gets it back to Armentrout. Armentrout sends it in deep to Sestefan. Sestefan throws it off front. Just missed Christensen. It'll come down. Davis skating after it. Davis has it back behind the net. Sends it up to Christensen. Christensen gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich to Sestefan. Sestefan skating in. Tries to get around the player. Puck gets deflected in the corner. Sestefan gets to Ulrich back behind the net. Ulrich trying to get that puck back. It comes up center ice. And that is the end of the first period. All right, folks. Today's game is brought to you by Caribou Coffee. Nice warm caffeine for the morning breakfast. Oh, I think we're going to get a penalty right here at the end of the game, end of the first period. It'll be on Sestefan. When we come back, we'll start the first period killing off a penalty. All right, smoke 'em if you got 'em. All right, folks, we're back. We start this period by killing off a penalty. Is that what they're doing? Yeah, we're waiting on the ice. If you're wondering, it seems like it's a little damp yet. So the refs want to give it a few minutes. I think we're ready to get started here. Oh, maybe not. All right, we're ready to get going here. Looks like Ulrich and Christensen will be up front. Schwartzbau and Rasmussen out back. Ulrich gets it out to Rasmussen. Rasmussen back to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau sends it back up. Funny carry him off the boards, though. Comes back to Christensen. Christensen's able to get it out of the zone. Up to come all the way back down. Flutter and icing. Minute and 45 seconds for the Hastings power play. Ulrich settles in to take face off. Goes into the corner for Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau bounces it off the boards. Gets it up to Ulrich. Ulrich is able to get it out. He's got a breakaway if he can get there. Throws it across to Christensen, just out of his reach. Christensen sends it into the corner. Minute and 30 left on the power play for Hastings. Comes back to Christensen. Christensen's shot. Glove saved by the Hastings goalie. Minute and 25 on the power play for Hastings. Line shift here. Swarthout and Erickson will come out. Heidi and Johnson out back. Swarthout will take the face off. That gets to Christensen. Christensen to Heidi. Heidi dumps it in deep. Swarthout gets jumped right in front of the net, and that'll be a penalty on Hastings. So it'll be 4-4 for a minute and 17. It's a roughing call. Swarthout comes in to take the face off. Erickson's to his right. Johnson and Heidi out back. Won by CCHA, but it'll come out of the zone. Heidi bounces it up to Swarthout. Swarthout has Erickson. Coming to the net. Doubles back. Sends it over to Johnson at the point. Johnson's shot right on point and covered by the Hastings goal. 57 seconds left here in the 4-on-4. Score is still CCHA 1, Hastings 0. Swarthout stays on the ice along with Erickson. Puck comes up to Hastings. Hastings will get it out of the zone, send it all the way down, and that would be an icing, no icing. Johnson picks it up back behind the net, sends it over to Erickson. Erickson tries to hit Swarthout, but it gets picked up by Hastings at center ice. Hastings gets it out of their zone. Swarthout picks it up, it gets over to Heidi. Heidi back to Swarthout. Swarthout gets nailed. Hastings comes into the zone. Looks like there's going to be a penalty on CCHA. We get a tripping call on Erickson. Getting a little full in our box right now. So it'll be 17 seconds of 4-on-3 for Hastings. Lorenzen out to take the face off. Davis and Armentrout out back. Puck comes out. Up to the point. Back down low. Back up top for Hastings. And they missed it. Lorenzen skating after it. We're 4-on-4 now for another 38 seconds. Sestefan is out in the ice with Lorenzen. Sestefan able to get that puck out to Armentrout. Armentrout throws it across ice for Sestefan. Sestefan picks it up, carries it in the corner. Hastings controls in their zone. Reinhardt on the ice now, breaks up that play, gets the shot off, goes wide of the net. Sestefan into the corner, nice job. Puck comes around the back of the net, facing after it. Hold on. Too many men on the ice for Hastings, so they're going to take a penalty. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 58 seconds, and then we will go on a power play for 1:02 seconds. Reichert and Hagen out front now. Davis and Armentrout at back. Reichert didn't take a face-off. Hagen's to his right. Face-off comes out. Hastings controls. Armentrout's got back. Shot, nice block by Davis. Armentrout carries it up, shoots across ice, trying to hit Hagen. Nice job by Armentrout, stepping up and getting the puck away. Puck comes back to Davis. He sends it up to Armentrout. Armentrout gets it to Hagen. Hagen gets it to Reichert, just out of his reach, goes into the corner. Back behind the net. Reichert picks it back up, gets it to Rasmussen. Reichert sends it into the zone. Has it. Tries to get it over to Hagen. Puck comes up to Reichert. Reichert throws it back to Hagen. Puck comes out. Davis is just coming out for a line check. And missed the puck. Back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it to Christensen. We are on the power play now. Davis has it, gets it up to Christensen. Christensen gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich carries it into the corner. Goes back behind the net. Wraps around, takes a shot. Oh, come on guys, get it in. And it's gloved by the Hastings goalie. That puck was just sitting there and Setsafont was trying to get a stick on it. seconds. 29 seconds left here in the power play for CCHA. 9 minutes, 43 seconds left in the second. Overchin to take the face off. First turn to his right. Sets the front to his left. Christian has it. Shot. Saved by Hastings goalie. Goes into the corner. Sets the front. Gets it up to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau bounces it up. Tries to get it up. Gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich skates back behind the net. Waits for somebody to come. Sets the front. It's right there. Shot by Schwartzbau. Or, excuse me, Christensen. Christensen throws it to Ulrich. Ulrich throws it back, tries to hit Swarthout cross ice. Swarthout gets it behind the net. Throws it back to Ulrich. Ulrich back to, nope, it's going to carry it in. The shot gets blocked, picked up by Swarthout. Swarthout's deflection, almost by Swarthout into the net. Both teams are at full speed now. It comes all the way back to the zone. Starks going to freeze it back behind the net. Send it up to Swarthout. Jumps Swarthout, still comes up to the point. That comes out to center ice, into the CCHA zone, all the way around the back of the net. Christensen will pick it up. He gets it to Rasmussen. Rasmussen trying to get it up to Ulrich, and we're going to get an offside call. 8 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the second period. Runs it in to take the face off. He's got Swarthout to his left, Erickson to his right. Back is Eide and Johnson. Eide's going after it in the corner. Doubles back. Gets stuck up to Swarthout. Swarthout gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen will dump it into the zone. Erickson chasing behind the net with it. Hastings will come out. He stumbles. Swarthout comes in. Takes the shot. Goal! Top shelf. All right. 8 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the second period. CCH up 2-0 over Hastings right now. Lorenzen line will stay out there. Lorenzen gets the puck over to Eide. Eide carries back into the zone, doubles back, sends it up to Swarthout. Swarthout's got Erickson off to his right. He loses the puck as he crosses the line. Comes back out. Swarthout will poke check that away. Comes up to Swarthout again and sends it along the boards. And it's hit by a player on the bench. So we'll have another face-off here. Lorenzen line will stay out there. Comes to Erickson. Erickson shovels it back to Davis. Davis throws it up the boards to Erickson. Erickson sends it over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen gets it up to Swarthout. It's going to be too far, and it's going to be an icing call. 7 minutes, 27 seconds left here in the second. CCH up 2-0 over Hastings. Reichert line will come out. Hagen and Tyner out there with him as well. Besides Davis and Armentrout out back. Armentrout in the corner with it now. Throws it alongside the boards. Gets it to Hagen. Broken up. Picked up by Davis. Davis gets it to Reichert. Reichert sends it over to Heiner. Heiner will skate it in. Brings it into the corner. Right across the net for Hagen, and he just couldn't get a stick on it. Over to Reichert. Reichert sends it to Armentrout. Armentrout sends it to Heiner. Picked up by Heiner again. I was trying to get it over to Davis. It gets deflected. Picked up by Davis. Davis carried up, tries to get to Hagen, comes out of the zone. Picked up by Hastings at center ice. Heiner has it, shot, saved by Hastings. Goes into the corner for Heiner. Heiner gets it to Reichert. Reichert's shot, saved by the Hastings goalie. Silly riding the sunset on your color TV screen. All right, Ulrich line out there now. Christensen to his right. Sescafont to his left. Out back is Schwartzbaugh and Rasmussen. 6:27 left in the first. Puck comes up to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh sends it down to Christensen. Christensen brings it in, throws it out front, sets the spot, throws it across to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh shot. Glove saved by Hastings. Nice play, guys. Got to move the puck around. Ulrich settles in for the face-off. Puck comes to Ulrich. He goes to the net. And a glove saved by the Hastings goalie. They do it all again. Brian Davis has been kind enough to help me out on filming today. Thanks, Brian. Puck comes out to the Sorry. Puck comes up to the point from Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh shot goes wide of the net. Goes over to Sescafont. Sescafont throws it back to Ulrich. Ulrich gets it up to Sescafont. Sescafont's checked from behind and a call. Ulrich pestering for it. And you get it. Nope. Hastings will carry it out of the zone. Comes all the way across ice. Hastings will pick it up at center. Comes into the zone. Schwartzbaugh will pick it up. Comes to Hastings. And Hastings is able to bounce it over Starkman's leg. So they'll pick up a goal with 5 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the second period. For CCHA 2, Hastings 1. Lorenzen line out there now. Erickson to the right, Swarth out to the left. Right back is Johnson and Eide. Eide chasing after it, back behind the net. Stop short, sends it over to Swarth out. Swarth out to carry it up. Gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen will carry it in. He checks off the puck. Kicked over to Eide. Eide sends it back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen along the boards. Swarth out in to help out. Puck comes back behind the net. Hastings controls. Sends it up the boards. Erickson's there. Breaks up the play. Gets it back into the zone. Lorenzen's shot. Goes wide of the net. Swarth out picks it up in the corner. Sends it back for Erickson. Shot. Nice save by Johnson. Swarth out's right there. He gets dumped by a Hastings player, and he's going to go to the box. Funny, I was talking to Matt last night, and he said Will is good for at least 2 penalties per game because they're so feisty and small. Lorenzen in to Johnson. Johnson back to Erickson. Erickson goes into the corner. Sends it over to Swarth out. Swarth out back to Erickson. Up to the point for Eide. Eide loses the puck temporarily. Sends it down deep to Swarth out. Swarth out has it over in the corner. Skates around. Drops it to Eide. Eide to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Erickson. Erickson brings it back behind the net. Looking for a line. Sends it to Swarth out. Swarth out back to Erickson. Work out with it back behind the net. Coming in, looking for a lane. Gets picked up, comes back to Johnson. Johnson's shot goes wide. Kept in by Eide. Eide sends it back to Erickson. Back to Eide, and it's just going to come out of the zone, so we're going to have to regroup. About a minute left in the power play for CCHA. Hagen has it now. Got Johnson. Johnson comes in. Shot. Nice save by Hastings goal. Back to Hagen. Lorenzen's going to pick up the penalty there. 2 minutes reporting for Lorenzen. We'll be on 4-on-4 for 40 seconds. There's 3 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the second. Sestefan will take the face off. He's got Hagen out front with him. Davis and Armentrout in back. Sestefan wins the face off, gets to Hagen. Hagen gets it off his stick. Comes back to Sestefan. Sestefan carries it back behind the net. Doubles back. Takes him out. Carries into the zone. Goes to the net. Wraps around. Hagen's right there and score! So that's Sestefan to Hagen. Nice job, boys. So 4-on-4, so CCH up 3-1 on Hastings now. 4-on-4 goal by Hagen. Sestefan comes in to take the face off. Puck comes out. Hastings controls. Sestefan sends it out, picks up at mid-ice, dumps into the zone. Armentrout picked it right up back up again. He got it out, just out of the reach of Hagen. Hagen skating after it for the corner. Hastings at full strength now. 2.5 minutes left in the second. Puck goes back behind the boards. Armentrout will pick it up. Sends it over to Davis. Davis gets it up to Hagen. Hagen tries to get out of the zone. Picked up by Hastings. Well saved by Starkman. Ulrich and Christensen will come back out. Will come out. Schwartzbow and Rasmussen are going to be out back. Oh, sorry, that's Ulrich. Ulrich is taking the face off. Wins it. Gets it to Schwartzbow. Schwartzbow throws along the board to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to poke check it away, but Hastings able to keep it in. Schwartzbow in there. Try and break up the play. Shot. Hits the pipe. Goes back behind the net. Out front. Nice job by Starkman. He loses his stick. Puck comes down. Over right in front. Back to the point for Hastings. Starkman's got his stick back now. Shot. And goal. Ooh. Technical. Is that a goal or a no goal? Or Not quite sure here yet. Looks like it's a goal, but Hastings picked up a technical for that. All right. Score is CCHA 3. Are we still 5-on-4? Currently we're 5-on-4. So we're up on the power play now. Up comes to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets dumped, picked up by Ulrich. Ulrich sends it up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen's shot is blocked. Hastings gets it into the zone. Sportsfoul back behind the net with it now. Rasmussen comes to help him out. Gets to Setstefan. Setstefan gets into Sportsfoul. Sportsfoul tries to get it up to Ulrich. Bounces off of the Hastings player. Setstefan will get it up to him now. Comes out to center ice for Christensen. Christensen has skated in. Goes to the corner. Shot. Gets blocked. Sent around. Ulrich picked it up. Ulrich looking for a lane. Down below. Still looking for a lane. Sends it up to Sportsfoul. Sportsfoul throws it in. Picked up and out of the zone. Setstefan has it center ice. Just skated in. Comes off his stick. Christensen takes a shot. Goes wide. Comes up to the point for Eide. Eide sends it back to Christensen. Christensen throws it over to Ulrich. Ulrich has it. He'll go to the net. He gets tripped up. Goes to the corner for Christensen. Christensen sends it all the way along, and that is the end of the second period, folks. Stay tuned. Score is CCHA 3, Hastings 2. All right, third and final period. Johnson steps in, takes the face off. He's got Swarthout to his left, Erickson to his right. Swarthout's able to pick up the puck. Circles back, center ice. Skates it in, drops it for Erickson. Erickson dumps it back to Swarthout. Swarthout has it in the corner. Comes out to Davis. With 10 seconds left here on the power play. Over to Eide. Back to Davis. Davis over to Swarthout. Swarthout to Erickson. Both teams are at full strength now. Erickson gets it over to Swarthout. Swarthout up to Johnson. Johnson's shot gets blocked for a point. Like to come out of the zone. Picked up by Erickson. Over to Swarthout. And we're going to get an offside call. Reichert, Hagen, and Heinert up now, along with Schwartzbell and Armentrout. Hagen will be to Reichert's right. Heinert out to his left. Face-off comes out to Hastings. Puck comes up, hits the boards. Armitage picks it up, sends it back to Schwartzbelt, over to Heinert. Heinert sends it up to Reichert. Reichert deflects off his skate, goes into the zone. He's skating after it. Puck comes out. Armitage getting back for it. Picks up the puck. Nice job. Gets it up to Heinert. Jumps Heinert's stick over to Hastings. Hastings carries it in. Picked up by Armitage now. He backs it over to Reichert. Reichert keeps it alongside the boards. Shot goes wide of the net into the corner for Heinert. Heinert hits Reichert. Reichert sends it into the zone. Goalie deflects it in the corner for Schwartzball. Comes up to the point for Ivy. Nope. Picked up by Hastings. Hastings is skated out. Comes up to Schwartzball. Schwartzball sends it into the zone. Have a line change here. Ulrich out there. Puck comes all the way back to the zone. Rasmussen chasing after it now. Rasmussen gets it up to Sestafan. Sestafan to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to get it over to Christensen, but it gets picked up by Hastings. Nice job by Christensen to get it to Ulrich. Ulrich bounces off the boards to Christensen. Christensen's back behind the net, and he's going to get tripped. And CCHA will go up on a power play with 11 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the game. All right. Ulrich, Sestafan, Christensen up front. Eide and Rasmussen on back. Ulrich to take the face off. Sestafan to his right. Christensen to his left. All right, here we go. Ulrich gets face off. Comes up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it over to Ivy. Ivy tries to forward it to Sestafan. It comes back to Sestafan. Back to Ivy. Ivy sends it across to Sestafan. Sestafan will carry through center ice into the zone. Goes to the net. Shot. Goes over the net. Comes up to the point for Ivy. Ivy sends it down to Christensen. Christensen gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich shot. And hits the net and back. We're going to get a whistle. Minute and 27 seconds left on the power play. Get a line change here. Looks like it'll be Johnson, Swarthout, and Erickson. Johnson will take the face off. Swarthout to his left, Erickson to his right. Davis and Schwartzbauer back. Puck's one, comes back to Davis. Davis gets it to Swarthout. Swarthout back to Davis. Davis sends it over to Rasmussen. So Swarthout, puck comes out. Shot by Erickson, gets deflected over to the corner for Swarthout. Swarthout has it now, looking for a lane. Sends it up to the point for Davis. Back to Swarthout, back to Davis. Davis to Swarthout. Swarthout loses his handle on it. Comes out of the zone. We go back in deep. Davis chasing after it. Davis gets it up to Erickson. Erickson gets it over to Swarthout. Swarthout loses a handle on it. Erickson's able to keep it in the zone. Throws it in to the ref. His shot gets blocked off front, goes into the corner. Christensen or Johnson with it, sends it up to Swartzbow. Swartzbow shot gets stuck in traffic. Swarthout controls. About 15 seconds left here in the power play. Over to Swarthout. Swarthout back to Davis. Right, that's Erickson. Shot, ooh, gets through but wide of the net. Swartzbow picks it up, gets it to Heinert. Heinert sends it over to Erickson. Erickson shot. In! That's Heinert to Erickson. 9 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game. CCH up 4-2 now. Breaker line out there now. Heinert is going to be to his left. Hagen to his right. Back is Armentrout and Rasmussen. Heinert comes away with the puck. Comes up center ice. Rasmussen throws it into the zone. Comes all the way across. Rasmussen will pick it up. Sends it up ice to Heinert. Heinert tries to get it to Reichert. If it's deflected, goes into the zone. Reichert in the corner with it now. Sends it up to Heinert. Heinert sends it back to Reichert. Reichert tries to throw it off front for Hagen. Comes up to Armentrout. Armentrout sends it back down to Heinert. Puck comes along the board. Rasmussen's able to keep it in. And only temporarily. Armentrout poke checks that away. Reichert bounces it off the board, sends it into the corner, chasing after it, gets to Heinert. Heinert gets up to Armentrout. Armentrout's shot goes wide of the net. Puck will come out to Davis. Davis will skate it in. He's tripped, no call. Puck comes out to Hagen. Hagen sends it up. Davis will get it. Sends it back down to Hagen. And Hastings will come out with it. Gets poke checked away, back into the zone. Comes up. Hagen's able to keep it in. Hagen going to the net. Shot. Glove save by Hastings goalie. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the third period. Score CCHA 4, Hastings 2. Ulrich line will come out. Sestefan will be to his left. Christensen to his right. But back is Eide and Davis. Ulrich has it and wins the face-off, but gets stuck in some skates for Hastings. Hastings controls back behind the net. Puck comes back. Ulrich and Christensen. Christensen with it now. Comes out to Hastings. Hastings sends it cross ice. Hits the clear. Nice job by Davis tying him up. Sestefan able to poke check that into the corner. Ulrich in. Puck comes over to Sestefan. He throws it back behind the net to Ulrich. Ulrich throws it up to Christensen. Christensen trying to hit Davis. Sestefan is there. He'll help it into the zone. Comes right back out again now. Back to Davis. Davis tries to flutter it to Christensen. Gets to Ulrich. Ulrich and Christensen heading for the net. And nice save by the Hastings goalie. Well, Christensen will go to the box for a slashing call. Johnson will take a face-off. It'll be a power play for Hastings for the next 2 minutes. 7:17 left in the game. Puck comes out. Armentrout controls back behind the net. Goes into the corner. Swettek's there. Trying to get out of zone. Comes back to Swartzbow. Swartzbow sends it along the boards. Drifts into the Hastings. Johnson chasing after it. Comes out to Armentrout. Armentrout tries to keep it in the zone and it flutters into the Hastings bench. So we are going to get a face off, just like down low, to the right of the Hastings goalie. Minute and 39 seconds left in the power play for Hastings. There's some discussion here about where the face-off should be. Right, Johnson will take the face-off. He's got Swartz out to his left. Hastings controls. Nice job by Johnson. Coach took him that away. Keeps it into the zone. Swartz out pressure him. He has it alongside the boards. He'll bring it back out. Minute and 15 seconds left on the power play for Hastings. Hit with center ice by Johnson. Nice job. Goes in deep. Swartz out chasing back. Putting some pressure on. Comes up. Swartz out. Sends that over into the corner. Good penalty kill here, boys. They're putting some pressure on now. That comes up to Hastings. Cross ice. Swartz will pick it up. They send it up to Erickson. Jumps Erickson's stick. Lakers putting some pressure on. Able to get the puck away. Lakers has it alongside the boards. Trying to get it to Erickson. Puck comes over. Armentrout Pratt sends the puck back in deep. About 30 seconds left here on the power play for Hastings. Puck checked away. Laker to pick it up. Gets it back into the zone. And he'll come off for a line check. Erickson putting some pressure on. Back behind the net. Comes out. Oh, just missed Hannah. Back to Eide. Picked up by Hastings at center ice. Hastings shot will go wide. Both teams are at full strength now. Comes up to Swartz foul. Swartz foul to Hagen. Hagen will try to shoot it. Comes back to Erickson. Erickson, goal! Good wrist shot from Erickson to put us up 5-2 with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the game. Riker, Hagen, and Heinert line out there. Riker takes the face off, gets it to Hagen. Carries it into the zone, but we're going to get an offsides call. So that was Swartz foul to Christopher Erickson for the goal. Riker into the face off. Heinert to his left. Hagen to his right. Heinert. Clock gets touch. Ideal carried in. He stops short. Sends it over to, trying to get it to Heinert. Comes back to Eide. Eide sends it in. Hagen blocks that shot. The pass goes back behind the net. Back to Eide. Eide's able to send it back into the zone. Heinert chasing after it. He controls it back behind the net. Tries to forward it to Hagen out front. Just missed him. Hagen in the corner with it now. Puck comes back behind the net. Back to Heinert. Heinert gets tied up. Puck comes out of the zone. Hagen putting some pressure on. Just goes out of the reach of Ulrich. Rasmussen crashes down on it and has it alongside the boards. Christensen in to help out, but Hastings will come away. Nice job by Sestefan. Puck's up and away. Christensen picked it up. And the puck just about hit me in the ankle. Yeah. Keep your eyes open here. Ulrich out there to take the face off. Sestefan to his left. Christensen to his right. Ulrich gets it back to Swartz foul. Switch ball sends it back to Ulrich. Ulrich sends it up to Christensen. Christensen coming in. Going to go to the net. Puck's behind the net right now. Picked up by Hastings. Sestefan will try and get the puck away. Gets it up to Schwartzbau. And we're going to get a penalty here. So Christensen's going to the box. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the game. Looks like it's a boarding call. Ulrich out to take the face off. Sestefan out front with him. Schwartzbau and Davis out back. Ulrich wins the face off, gets it to Davis. Davis has it in the corner. He loops back, hurries around the back of the net, shoots it out to Sestefan. Sestefan will backhand it, try to get it out, and Ulrich will help him with that. Cross-ice pass, picked up by Hastings. Hastings skates it down low. Schwartzbau pestering alongside the back of the net. Sends it back into the corner. Davis blocks that shot, throws it over to the side of the boards. Sestefan picks it up and skate it back behind the net. Sends it to Ulrich, but Ulrich missed it. Comes all the way down, and we're going to get an icing call. Hastings has pulled the goalie, so they'll have 6-on-4 the next minute and 13 seconds. Two minutes and 36 seconds left in the game. Minute 13 on the power play. Puck comes to Johnson to the face-off. Armstrong has it back behind the net now. He's fighting with two Hastings players for it. Yeah. Still fighting for it. Rasmussen's coming in to help out. Hastings comes away with it. This one brings it up to the point. Shot. Glove saved by Starkman. 52 seconds left on the power play. Empty net for Hastings. So they got 6 players up front, 2:15 left in the game. Johnson will take the face off. Puck comes back. Rasmussen has it in the corner. Throws it back behind the net. It'll come out to Johnson. Johnson will take a shot. Gets picked up at center ice. Hastings is back. 30 seconds left here in the power play. Puck comes all the way down into the zone. Rasmussen will chase after it back behind the net. Sends it back to Ermentrout. Ermentrout sends it all the way down and oh! Just hits the side of the net. We'll get an icing call. 18 seconds left in the power play for Hastings. Still have an empty net, so it'll be 6-on-4. Lorenzen and Eriksson are out now. Davis and Idy out back. Lorenzen takes the face off, comes up and points for Hastings. Shot, makes it through, but wide of the net. Hastings has it down low. Forwarded, it's broken up by Eriksson. Shot gets blocked again by Davis. Penalty is over. Lorenzen has it now. Tries to get into the zone. We're going to get an offside call as the puck just got on Heinert's stick. Minute and 13 seconds left here. It's 5-on-6. So they're going to send the goalie back out. So it'll be 5-on-5. Lorenzen takes the face off, gets it over to Heinert. Heinert will carry it into the zone. He goes up front. Takes a shot. Glove saved by Hastings. Minute and 6 left. Lorenzen takes the face off. He's got Erickson to his right, Heiner to his left. Heidi and Davis are out back. Lorenzen gets the face off, gets it to Davis. Davis flips it up to Erickson on the boards. Erickson's puck gets deflected. Over to Heiner. Heiner shot right on point, saved by Hastings. Hastings throws it back behind the net. It picks it up alongside the boards. Puck comes to Erickson over to Davis. Davis is skated in. His shot gets blocked. Heiner's back behind the net with it now. Got 30 seconds left in the game. Comes out front. Davis sends it back to Heiner. Heiner throws it out to Erickson. Just missed him. Heidi will pick up that puck in her zone. With 20 seconds left in the game. Over to Heiner. Back to Heidi. Heidi sends it over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen sends it up to Erickson. Shot by Erickson. Erickson has it back behind the net. And sends it to Heidi, and Heidi hits the pipe. As the buzzer goes. All right, boys, nice game. Final score here, CCHA 5, Hastings 2. Way to go, guys. Thanks for joining today. Have a great rest of your Sunday.